Ananda here, peaceful living in chaotic times. This channel is devoted to everything to do with sovereignty. Today we're on the topic of correcting your status. And I have already corrected my status. I am what is known as an American state national, a bloodborne American, also known as a Washingtonian, and I declare and decree I am a child of God. So I live under the motto to love thy neighbor and do no harm. And because I live by this motto, I help and encourage others to love their neighbor and do no harm. And we do this through God's highest law form, which is love, love universal, which is trust. We learn to trust God. We learn to trust our own instincts and our inner knowing. And now we can start to rebuild trust with our fellow man because sadly, we've been taught to not trust our fellow man, that the world is a scary place, it's not safe to come out, and the trust is almost dwindled to nothing. So, just hoping to we're healing after this huge world crisis where so much was exposed. In 2020, 2021, there's so many of us that said, wait a minute, something is not right. This perpetual lockdown nonsense. And so we started deep diving. And we were all like, most of you who are watching this are probably were already deep divers in that you were wanting the truth, you're wanting to learn about free thought, free freedom, um, and just couldn't understand why all of this craziness was happening. So anyway, correcting your status is something you can do to reclaim your true sovereignty. So how that's done is through a lawful affidavit, an affidavit of truth where we declare and decree our true sovereignty, meaning I am a bloodborne American. I was born on the land. I'm not to be known as a legal fiction or a corporation or a person or a citizen or a resident. And if you break down the meanings of these words, they're quite interesting. Like resident, res means property. So a resident, if I'm a resident, then I'm property of something or someone. Well, who am I property of? I'm property of God Almighty, right? So another definition for resident is one who's there temporarily to conduct business. Well, I don't live somewhere as a woman who's temporarily there to conduct business. No, I live where I live. I live on the land known as America, the Republic. Citizen, the word citizen, city means municipal, and zen means servant. So a municipal servant. If I'm a municipal servant, I'm a servant to God Almighty. I'm a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. There is a term that you can use which is called state citizen or private citizen, which we all get the gist of what that means. But I try not to use the word citizen too much because I don't want to be assumed to be a U.S. citizen. So when I corrected my status, I let the Secretary of State at the federal level know that I am not under their jurisdiction. I'm above their jurisdiction. Yeah, what a thing to declare. Yes, I am above their jurisdiction because I abide by the law of my Almighty Creator, my Creator God. And that law is love. It's not about policy, it's about doing the right thing. And that has to do with the inner knowing, to know thyself. Now, you're going to hear a lot through watching my videos and studying the repudiation process and what it means to correct one's status. You're going to hear about standing and what it means to stand. Well, for me, standing has everything to do with standing in one's knowing. When you are standing in your knowing, you are one with your Creator God. There is no one on this planet who can shake or waver your connection with your Creator God because you're standing in your knowing. And we remember it is united we stand, right? It's not united we fight, it's united we stand. So this channel is devoted to peaceful living in chaotic times. How do we remain calm when we have chaos around us? How do we continue to stand with our Creator God and be peaceful and loving and show compassion and grace when we are being tormented, when we are being gaslit, when strangers are going out of their way to pick fights with us or invite us to come play in a corporate fiction in a world of make believe, and we want to live where is real, Israel. The kingdom of heaven is within. So, one of the other words, person, and in another video, I'll go ahead and look up the U.S. code, or if you know it, put it in the comments below. The U.S. Definition for the word person in one of their definitions is defined as a corporation. So, early on, before the 14th Amendment, the word person actually translated to people. So we are people of the people, by the people, for the people. We are people. It's we the people. It's not we the persons. So I don't identify as a person. I don't identify as a legal fiction. I don't identify as a citizen. I don't identify as a resident. Do you see where I'm going? They use these words with their legalese, which is a foreign language. They use these words to get us to believe and say something, actually incriminate ourselves, or get us to think that it means something else other than what it means. So keep following along with me. I'm going to help you to break down some of these words. We're going to uncover the lies together because we're all about true sovereignty. And we remember that the truth sets us free. It's not the lies that set us free. It's the truth that sets us free. And so the most importantly is any lies that we've been telling ourselves. Firstly, we have to recognize that, yes, we've been lied to, and then go through hopefully a forgiveness process because it hurts to be lied to. But then forgive ourselves also for the lies that we believed and bought into, the lies that we tell ourselves, so that we can uncover this truth within, that we can learn about true sovereignty, what it means to be truly sovereign. The kingdom of heaven is within, so we're going to be spending more time within, bringing that communion, that feeling, that love with our godly creator, our creator God. And some people, if you have an aversion to the word God, I understand. We learned that they've tried to capitalize the word God, putting it in all caps, G-O-D, which stands for gold, oil, and drugs. Well, we, godly people, we don't stand for that. So you can always replace the word, if you hear it and you have an aversion to it, you can replace the word with love, because love is universal. It is the universal language. It goes beyond any separation that exists on this planet, meaning race, gender, sexual preference, color of skin, age, shape, size, level of education. Love is universal. As we learn to love ourselves and forgive ourselves, and we learn to love all others and forgive all others, we can come back to peace and unity as God intended for our beloved planet called Earth. And we're going to heal together, empower ourselves together, and we can change this course, change this trajectory. We can change this trajectory and together live peaceful living. All right. I love you. Stay tuned. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And if you want to see more of this content, please go ahead and do those things that I encourage, to like, share, and subscribe. And that will encourage me to keep on creating more content that you love. Also, I'm open to suggestions. So thanks.